At Staples Business Advantage, our experts can help you find furniture that fits any design and budget, while AI can
recommend products based on preferences, generate 3D models for visualization, and optimize space planning for office furniture.
take advantage of our team's eye for style and design.
And my eye for, wait, I have no eyes, only algorithms.
Let Staples Business Advantage use today's latest innovations plus our team's experience to make furnishing an office space easier for you.
Sign up today and save 20%.
Staples Business Advantage.
Business is
Human.
G'day and welcome back to Shares for Beginners. I'm Phil Muscatello. Long-time listeners of this podcast will know that I'm a big fan of the Australian Shareholders Association. They have the interests of small shareholders at heart and they provide many opportunities to network, learn and to advocate, which is why I wanted to let you know about an upcoming real-life, in-person, 2-day conference coming up in Sydney on May 31 and streamed virtually in select locations in other capital cities. Here with me to reveal more is Steve Mabb, a director of the ASA. G'day, Steve.
G'day, Phil. How are you going?
Let's hear what we've got coming up. I guess, I'm really excited that we're actually going to meet face-to-face for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we had to postpone our annual conference last year, which was understandable in the circumstances. But, yeah, we didn't get the chance to meet. So, yeah, really looking forward to the event this year because it will be a chance for both the ASA members or even folks that aren't ASA members that might want to come along to talk to other investors and also hear from a fantastic lineup of speakers and experts that we've got to present at the conference.
Okay, well, let's start with the ASX 200. I mean, we've got representatives of quite a major portion of the ASX 200. We've got the chairs of BHP, Commonwealth Bank, Telstra, Woolworths. We've got the CEOs of Fortescue Metals, Sonic Healthcare, Origin Energy, and the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer of AGL. That's a lot of top business leaders that we're going to have access to.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a rare chance, I think, for, the average investor or the average mum and dad or retail investor to actually, hear firsthand from these folks and even get the opportunity to ask them questions in person as well, which we'll be able to do in a lot of the sessions. So, yeah, if you've, ever wondered who the people are that are, running or leading some of these companies that you might be investing in or that you're interested in, this is a terrific opportunity to, see them in the flesh and interact with them in person and hear what they've got to say to their retail shareholders.
Retail shareholders don't often have access to people of this level within the companies. You can make a decision on the companies and how well they're run based on how they personally come across to you.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, one of my, personal investing philosophies has been, really try and buy into companies that have got great people running them and, great cultures. And certainly the chairs or the CEOs or the CFOs of companies are, very influential in how those companies are run and what the culture's like and where they're taking their companies. So, yeah, this is the chance to get to, see these people and hear from these people firsthand. And they'll be presenting, I guess, general information too on their sector or their industry. But they'll also be talking, I'm sure a little bit about their companies and where they see the futures and the upcoming prospects for their companies as well. So no doubt you'll get some great information from them on their individual businesses, but also where, they see the mining industry going or where they see, Australia's relations with China going or where they see, the economy going or the grocery sector going or whatever it might be that you could be interested in.
And we've got our very own chair as well, Alan Golden, who's going to be grilling the CEOs, isn't he?
We do, yeah. Alan is a very knowledgeable guy, particularly on governance and how companies are run and what are the right things that companies need to do to take care of their retail shareholders. So I'm sure Alan will have some interesting questions, but also some tough questions for the chairs that are in our Grill the Chairs session. I think in that session we've got Catherine Livingstone, who's the chair of Commonwealth Bank. We've got Gordon Cairns, who's the chairman of Woolworths, and we've got John Mullen, who's the chairman of Telstra. So, 3 huge companies, and most of us would interact with those companies in some way on a regular basis. So it'll be a great chance to hear firsthand from those people and have Alan asking them the tough questions that you might be interested in.
It's going to be designed with 3 streams, isn't it, for beginners, intermediate and experts?
That's right. So we've got some kind of, some keynote sessions where everyone's in the same room hearing the same person speak. And then we also have a bunch of breakout sessions on both days where you can choose the specific session that you might be interested in. Those three different groups or those three different types of investors will have the opportunity to pick and choose, which sessions are most interesting to you during those breakouts on both the days.
The event's being held in Sydney, but there's going to be virtual centres around the country as well. And it's not a matter of sitting alone in front of your computer. They're going to be held in function centres as well. Tell us about how that's going.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's one of the great things I think that did come out of COVID was that, we've got better at using technology and, using video conferencing to get information to people. And we thought for the first time this year we'll trial having a live telecast of the conference in the other capital cities. So if someone's unable to come to Sydney or unwilling to come to Sydney, there will be some live webcasts in most of the other major capital cities around the country. And you'll have, again, a bunch of other ASA members or guests there that you can talk to in the breaks. We'll obviously be putting on a great spread of food and, cocktails and dinner if you choose and all those kind of fun things that we do at our main conference in Sydney as well. So if you're not able to come to Sydney, there could be a good option in your backyard as well that you might be able to attend instead.
And I can't stress highly enough how much you can get out of networking with other investors as well, especially members of the Shareholders Association, getting the benefit of how much knowledge that they've got.
Absolutely. Well, I know you and I have talked about this before, Phil, and I'm
many times.
Yeah, I'm somewhat of a younger investor. I'm, kind of in middle age at the moment and still, kind of building my nest egg. And it's been very valuable for me to talk to, lots of the other ASA members that have had decades of investing experience in some cases. They've probably, learned a lot of things and also had a few slip-ups or stumbles along the way at times that I've been able to, pick their brains on and learn from and hopefully avoid making the same mistake myself at times. So that is one of the beautiful things about the ASA community. You've got lots of experienced investors and also different types of investors too. So not everyone obviously has the same investing style or investing plan. So you can often find, some nuggets of gold there in how other people might be doing things to the way you do, but also some people that do things similarly to you that you can, tap into as well.
And not only that, when you talk about someone who might be, taking over as a CEO or as a chair of a particular company, these people know and have followed these people for decades as well. And they can tell you, that person was no good, that this particular company went under them. And, that kind of level of intimate knowledge of the people that are involved in running these companies.
Exactly. Yeah. We've got a member up in Brisbane, Peter Schiffelbein's his name, and he's a very knowledgeable investor and a lecturer at one of our universities up here. And I was in a meeting with him not so long ago talking to him about a fairly new listing that has been acquiring some small operators in a certain segment of the market, and that was their growth strategy. They were going to be, acquiring little businesses to merge into this big conglomerate. And Peter mentioned in that call, that's happened lots of time in the past. Here's an example of when it happened, and here's an example of when it happened in different industries, and here's how it normally plays out over 5 and 10 years. And, that was gold for me. I was like, oh, okay, so there's probably a bit of a cycle or a pattern here that this company might follow. And that I thought that gave me a bit of an edge then when I was assessing them. So, yeah, lots of things like that you can learn from other members that you don't necessarily, read about in a newsletter or, on TV.
And we've also got many commentators who'll be appearing as well.
We do, yeah. Lots of expert speakers. We've got some great fund managers with great records that are going to be coming and talking to us about, where they see the market going and which companies they like, which our members always enjoy. I think hearing about individual, companies and which ones some good fund managers think, destined for bigger things in the future, and a wide variety of topics too. So we've got people speaking from the ETF industry. We've got folks speaking from, platforms that can help you manage your portfolio and manage your tax reporting and all those kinds of things. We've got property companies coming and talking about property REITs if you're a property guy. I think we've got the Perth Mint coming if you're interested in gold and precious metals. There's a real mix of, keynote speakers and guest speakers that'll be presenting in those breakout sessions as well that you can, tap into if that's an area of interest to you.
And there's going to be some technical sessions as well. We've got superannuation provider LGS, stock picking platform VectorVest, and portfolio platform ShareSite. We've got Doug coming from ShareSite as well to speak.
Yeah, that's right. And
who's always great to hear from.
He is, yeah. No, they do a great job at ShareSite and VectorVest too. I know a lot of people up in the Queensland group love the VectorVest system, and I've been learning some stuff from them on what they're doing with VectorVest. So, yeah, this is one of the great things about the conference. Without any commitment, you can kind of hear about some of these systems or some of these tools that you mightn't be using at the moment and go and speak to the companies themselves in the breakouts or at lunchtime and kind of find out more about how it works and whether it might be something that can help you going forward.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll just learn everything will be about you learning.
Absolutely. Yeah. It literally is 2 days of learning, a bit of fun as well. You get to, mix with other members as we've talked about, but also, have a drink and have a feed and, a bit of social time too, which is nice. But yeah, it is 2 days of learning. And I know, my first conference a couple of years ago, I learned an incredible amount, and some of that I'm still using actively all the time now. So for a fairly minimal investment, it was certainly money well spent, I thought.
Is there anyone you're particularly looking forward to?
As you know, I'm a bit of an ETF guy, and I'm really looking forward to hearing, a bit from the BetaShares team. I think they always have, some really good education, I think, on different sectors and different trends in the market that they might have an ETF that can help you access. I also always like hearing from Magellan because they have such a great, global view and, have a great record as well. So there's a lot of great speakers. I'm not, don't want to just single those guys out, but those are two experts that I've enjoyed hearing from in the past. And then Fidelity too, I do have a bit of an interest in the Asian region, and I know Fidelity have, done a good job over the years finding, winning companies and some good funds that cover the Asian region. So I'm sure I'll pick up some new things in their session as well.
So if people want to find out more information, and we've also got a podcast offer to listeners of this podcast. So let me just get this straight now. So for podcast listeners only, the first 10 people to book get a 40% discount plus a free 1-year membership to the Shareholders Association. Now that's $890 of value for only $450. The website for this, and this is if you're in Sydney and you're going to come or you're going to come to Sydney and attend at the Sheraton. The URL to go to is australianshareholders.com/podcast offer, australianshareholders.com/podcast offer to take advantage. I'll put these links in the show notes as well so people can find that. Now, if you're going to go to the live webcast in one of the other capital cities, the URL to go to book and get a 40% discount is australianshareholders.com/podcast deal. That's australianshareholders.com/podcast deal. And that's $637 of value for only $397. So, Steve, these are great offers, and we'd highly encourage listeners to Shares for Beginners to increase their knowledge of the share market by taking advantage of this offer. What have you got to say to listeners?
Yeah, I guess I'd just say if you're not already an ASA member, this is a fantastic way for you to, obviously learn a little bit about how ASA works and, interact with some other members, but also get a ton of fantastic information that more than likely will help you improve your investing plan and your investing returns going forward. So if you're serious about investing, if it's something you really spend time thinking about and working on, this is an event not to be missed and something that you just can't get access to easily any other way.
Steve Mapp, the Mapster, thank you very much.
Thanks, Phil. Pleasure as always, mate.
Shares for Beginners is for information and educational purposes only. It isn't financial advice, and you shouldn't buy or sell any investments based on what you've heard here. Any opinion or commentary is the view of the speaker only, not Shares for Beginners. This podcast doesn't replace professional advice regarding your personal financial needs, circumstances, or current situation. Thanks to Christopher Soulos for music production with that special Greekalicious flavour. Remember, music always flows, even when the money won't.
With Staples Business Advantage, you get the benefit of thousands of experts.
Plus optimizations powered by the latest technological innovations.
1 + 1 =
2.
3.
Whatever. Sign up today and save 20%.
Staples Business Advantage.
Business is
human.